Hello, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for being here. If you can tell me if you can hear me clearly and see me clearly, just write it in the comments. I'll continue to talking while I wait for that. It is an honor to be here with you. In case you don't know who I am Aurora. I am the founder of A.U.R.A Hypnosis Healing and RAAH Reiki Angelic Alchemy Healing, as well as several other alchemy certifications. You can find me under my website, risingphoenixaurora.com. Make sure that you subscribe and also hit the bell button on the top right so that you can get notifications whenever there is, lives that I'll be here doing. I typically do a live every Friday, 1 p.m. Central Time. Thank you. Thank you for everyone who is here in the comments with your beautiful love and support. Thank you. Wonderful. Okay, so today's video is going to be a short video. I feel like I need water. Yes, it'll be a short video talking about what are some of the reasons, why a person or you, if you're listening to this and you are gay, bi, trans, let's, say you don't fit the, the rules that society has made up. Now, looking beyond that, what does that mean? Yes, you've accepted this role to be this, before your incarnation, but what are some of the other things that could be tied into this? Well, first of all, I'd like to give my husband a much love for this because this video was created and because of him, because he was listening to a clip on the radio and someone who was a gentleman who was gay was talking about some of the things that come up when you come out and you don't realize you feel like there's something wrong with you, right? And he said that it'd be beautiful for me to make a video reaching out for people who might feel this discomfort as well. So our love to Zen, thank you for that. He's always thinking of ways that we can help out humanity. Thank you. Okay, now first of all, okay, so what would that mean, that you are gay or bi or whichever one of those that you want to relate? So let's talk about, since I am a aura hypnosis healer and I am a healer overall, ever since I was young, a lot of you might relate to this. Some of the most beautiful friends of mine were people who were perhaps gay or or bi as well, so on. Okay, we'll just say gay, and that way I don't have to keep saying every single label to it, those labels. I felt very comforted by, people like this because I found that they had such gentleness to them, gentleness that you would not typically feel and sense perhaps in people who could be straight or, just like boys or just like girls. And as I grew up, I realized, what hard lives these, labeled, society labeled, segregation, separatism to it, how they were, even as a little girl, how they were treated through religion, where, that was a sin and no, you can't do that. Therefore, as I began to spiritually awaken, I started realizing, of course, we are not the only, beings here upon this universe. The universe and life itself is infinite. Started realizing and connecting, why is it that some people would have accepted to experience this? So before you came forth upon this earthly plane, you set up some of the personalities and traits, your soul's blueprints, some of what your soul would be consisted of. Now, there are many formations on why you did this, and there's always a reason in regards to whether you're looking to heal yourself as a collective, heal yourself as a personal, as a being, individual being, or the collective of human life. Okay. So you came up with you could say a plan, a print, a soul's blueprints of what your soul was going to go through different points in life as well that would help you flourish with this. And then in turn, because of all the pain that you've had, and segregation and the bullying, right? There's a lot of bully around that. It really made you into a soft being. Think about it. Some of the most beautiful people, like we said, are people who are gay. Okay. And the reason is because they've lived through what it is to be, tormented, bullied, seg- treated in ways that you would never not want to be treated. And with that, they made the soul very sensitive in a way where they love others. Now, of course, you're still going through that process. You still could also go through that process. I'm not, where you could also, in a sense, feel like you've been deprived, or perhaps feel like you've been harmed throughout life because you are this. So there's different phases that a person would have to go through when they've accepted this role. And there's different stages and processes where you're coming out, you're accepting it, you're standing in your power. And then there's a healing process that goes with it, where you're looking at, okay, well, these are different things, that traumas that happen to me through different forms, through perhaps even just, say a teacher thinking, finding you like, you would be, you would pick up on extra sensitivities on what people really do think of you, and realizing, oh, yes, what I did feel was accurate. So you're going through so many processes, and then finally stepping into your official power after, through all that trauma and healing throughout life, because every little thing that happens throughout our lives is a bit of a trauma, you can say, that is registered within the soul and then acquires love and healing and acceptance for it. Now, so let's go into some of the more in-depth process. Okay. And then if you have a question, please do write it in. And if you're going to write your question, write question right before it. Okay. So let's talk about the multiverse creation itself. Now, what we've seen is basically you, for example, let's talk about the earthly plane. So let's talk about, what if you are a male and you are experiencing that you really feel like a feminine, you like males, you like, same same sex, same divine feminine, or female as well, same divine, the same um sexuality. And why is that? So there could have been a life that you basically felt the most freest. Maybe you lived in Egypt, okay, and maybe you were a goddess, a a priestess, a priestess energy. And you lived that life and you were very happy because you were able to express yourself in a time of Egypt that might have been more free. And it was a joyous time for you. So now you've decided to come forth in this life, still carrying some of that divine feminine energy because it was your happiest, and you feel very feminine in the masculine body. However, you accepted at that role. Why would you accept a role of being a feminine in a masculine body, right? And some of the reasons, and I can only give you some of the reasons as far as in a spiritual, energetic point of view, would be that you are bringing a union of some of the feminine, perhaps attributes that you are, within the masculine. And it is a hard bridge that you have to braid to one another, where you're still accepting yourself as the feminine that you truly are, divine feminine inside. The soul is, the spirit is a divine feminine, but then you're still learning to love the masculine body. And with that transformation, much flourishment and growth can come forth from your own soul. See, we're all consisted of a feminine and a masculine, right? The feminine tends to be in the left side of the body. The shadow, we're rising, the feminine are rising from the shadow, the darkness, from oppression, from, and then the masculine, the right, being stronger, say stronger physically, just okay. So we are a union of both the feminine and the masculine. We are one. Okay. Yes. So this is one of the reasons someone's saying about religion. Yeah. One of the reasons why. Mhm. Yes. So religion has been a reason why they've done that is because they want to oppress. See, when we find a great beauty between loving both our masculine and our feminine in whichever way it's expressed, whether energetically, spiritually, mind, body, soul, or physically, um, it if it amplifies us, it activates us, and it brings us up another level. So there could be a masculine, let's say a person that is heterosexual, that's straight, as society calls it. I don't like these labels and names personally, but that's the only way I can communicate to you in this time and space, so you understand. So say there is a masculine, right? And he's been taught all his life to oppress his feminine. What's that going to cause him? It's going to cause him, don't cry, be a man, be strong, you know is going to cause an imbalance with his feminine, where he's not going to feel as sensitive and to crying, to compassion, to love, to embracing, to be nurturing. He's going to lose that sense of him. And we all have these senses. We have the motherly. We all have the motherly instincts within our left side, our duality, like the yin and the yang. So these are forms that religion has caused us pain and pain and pain, so that people cannot embrace both sides. Okay. Another thing is that, looking at it in a more unity conscious, universal way, is that you are perhaps a volunteer to the earth to save. 3 ways a volunteer is what Dolores Cannon called it, but you're a volunteer, basically a starseed that came up upon Earth and decided that they were going to, maybe say you are this crystalline alien. Remember, because life is infinite. Okay, so there's infinite amount of planets and existence and races. There is no exact number. It just goes on and on. We're just gonna say, give examples so you can understand. So say you are a crystalline body. Say you are a crystalline being, right? Now, this crystalline being would be made out of energetic crystals, okay? Not like how we have flesh and all that. They would be made out of like typically a humanoid crystal body, okay? Now, perhaps this crystalline multidimensional being of you is an even match, 50% masculine, 50% feminine. So what would happen is you come down now and you've incarnated and you feel both. You're like, what am I? I feel both, Um, why do I have to choose? And it's because your original safe form in a higher aspect of you has come down to earth, and you're still connected to that. Let's say it's the higher self of you. You're connected to the higher self. You are your higher self. You are a piece of the higher self to come down upon earth into this 3 dimension. So perhaps to say this crystalline being is in the 8th dimension and works with crystals and creates them throughout the universe. And this being is constantly channeling and talking through you, but you're not realizing it because you've forgotten, right? You went through that amnesia coming into this system. And yeah, so that's an example that can be on why you be a multitude of two, 50-50. Now, there could be, you could be an angelic. Angelics are typically an even amount, or not an even amount, but I mean, they have both the masculine and the feminine. Though at times, sometimes maybe your masculine might be stronger, your feminine might be stronger. Okay. Now, what happens is that when you say you are like the transsexual, where you do not connect to your body, your feminine inside and you just really do not connect to your body and you want it to be feminine, just like your spirit is feminine. As you heal that, think think of what that is doing for the collective and think of what that is doing for you. You're going through that process of being perhaps transgender, and you're going through such a beautiful transformation like a butterfly or in its cocoon, and you're releasing what no longer serves you for your highest expression. And then also understanding that you could still be that without changing your physical body as well. Because remember, the physical body is just an illusion because we are an infinite spirit. Therefore, the body is an illusion. So finding ways that can help you just be comfortable under in your skin, understanding that you are such beauty. You are a beautiful piece of work of art, no matter what you feel, what percentage you feel of what masculine and feminine. Yeah, so let's see what questions you all have. I see some questions here that came in. And thank you, Lily. We have Lily there in chat, my assistant, sending them to me. Yeah. So, for example, so what about transgender? You feel uncomfortable in your body. I've just talked about, I answered it before. But okay, for example, so sometimes what will happen too is that we decide to say we are, there's a feminine, right? And then the feminine, the other half of us, that is, say, the masculine divine. So in a twin flame union, though not everything is a twin flame union, but this is the best way I could explain to you. So a twin flame union is both the balance of feminine and masculine, okay? So say once we separate them, we fractalize them. They incarnate, right? So typically what you will see, right? Typical is the feminine and the masculine being in a relationship. So what happens if both fractals of this twin flame union decides to come back as two females? So what will happen is that then basically they both will like females. So that is why. So for example, I am, my beautiful husband is a divine masculine. Therefore, I would not generally like females because my other half is masculine. So another feminine would love feminines because their twin flame is a feminine. You understand? So it's not so much, yeah, like so yes, that is the best way to explain that. Same for males. So you like males, it would be because you're twin flame, or your soulmate. And again, you don't have to hold this to a complete, but we're just giving examples. Would be that part. Now there could be much processes that can happen with that. Is like a masculine and a masculine could be healing the masculine together when they are, sacred loving each other, kissing each other. That could be another way to look at it as well. Just by touch, by loving each other, a masculine and masculine, they could also be healing the collective of masculines that have been oppressed in many different ways. Of not expressing themselves, of fighting wars, of being, perhaps violent if they have to be. Okay. Let's see what else. There's also races out there that don't have a feminine and masculine, right? You're just both. Or you're just not even both. You just are. There are races like that throughout creation. Okay. So let's see what other questions you guys have here. Do other races have this gender separation, or even when they are male or female instead of androgynous, they are still balanced in both? So yes, some races have a feminine and a masculine, but the majority of time, What I can tell you is really in the 3D, there's a big, say, separation of this, where there's a feminine and masculine. And there is, and that's it, a body, say, even whatever the spirit is experiencing within the body. Now, is part of that coming down, creating separation so that we can become unified once more? It's part of that experience, going through that process. Okay. Now, yes, for the majority, what I can tell you is that there is no separation, really, like as a wholeness, like, oh yes, you're a girl, oh yes, you're a boy. No, you just are. You just are. And you carry both expressions and both qualities of both. Okay. Um it's definitely not seen how it is here. There's even races that can mold, that can, there could be like energetic type of energies. So there could be like an energy body, and one day they want to be more masculine and one day they want to be more feminine. You could, that could be possible as well through these different, programming, where you just feel different every day. The possibilities are infinite, like we always say. Mhm. Female instead of John is still balanced in both. Absolutely. So you could be balanced, even if one percentage, if you're more, say, 60% feminine, 40% masculine, that still, say, adds up to the 100%, and you can still find balance. Okay, what other questions do you all have? Let me think of what else they want to share, and we're going to start wrapping it up. So most importantly, I wanted to create this video for support for people who have been bullied in this manner and thought that they didn't fit in. Always you will feel like you have always felt like you couldn't fit in. Know that you do fit in. You're not limited to what these realities have been, what society, what the government has programmed onto these different religions. You are not limited to that. So understand that you are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You are infinitely beautiful. No matter what expression you decide to express yourself, whether that is the feminine, the masculine. Sorry, I'm getting teary-eyed. As you all know, I work with all type of entities. No matter what you are beautiful. We're all equals. And there is beautiful support group out there that are spiritually awakening, just like you are spiritually awakened. If you found your way to this video, you are. And if you want to know what is, spiritually awakening, you can watch some of my videos here on YouTube. And then there's many other healers as well that you can watch. But know that you have support. And that is just why, some of the reasons why you've been, um, oppressed in this manner. Basically, they don't want us to express and love every part of us, and self-love. It begins with self-love. Just like we are to love our darkness and love our light, we are to love both expressions of the feminine and the masculine. That we are. For they're beautiful. They are the opposite of one another. They complete, because when they come together, they complete one another as being the opposite. Okay? We are not separate, we're one. Thank you for being here. May you find much resonance in your heart with this video. Thank you for those of you who are in chat holding space. Linda says, I love my gay guy. Beautiful. And really quick, the rainbow, right? That represents a lot in the gay community. What does that represent? It represents the different colors and the multitude that we all are, whether we are gay or not, and how unified we are. It represents our chakra system. It represents our, the chakras of Mother Earth, and even more beyond that, because there's more than 7 chakra rays. It represents the unity of how a rainbow, you look at a rainbow and it's red, and then you see purple. So you see the different colors of red, purple, orange, gold, yellow, green, blue, but yet they're all in the same rainbow. How could that be? How could one energy, or you could even view it as a person. This person be a purple, but yet still be in the same rainbow next to one another with the blue. And how could, the red be somehow still in the rainbow and be still connected to the green? It represents the multiness of us and how we could all be different colors but yet still be one together in what the rainbow represents, which is an arc to the bridge, to the beyond, to the our expression where we are free, where we're at our free as you are. We are free here to express ourselves as we are creator beings. However, we are even more free when we're able to spread our wings, when we fly and soar through the dimensions, the higher dimensions of the 3D, the third dimension. Okay. Well, I love you all. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And you all who are listening to this, and you might have a family or friend that would love to hear on why they are like this, show them this video so that they can feel comforted and understand that it's okay. You are loved no matter whether you are a purple or blue. You are loved. Love you all, honor you, and respect you. Blessings. See you all Friday.